Alright, so F1 released about a week and a half ago, and the question is the movie good? Is it worth the watch? I saw it a couple days ago, so I'm here to kind of give my review. First off, this movie is most definitely worth the watch, and it's great. It's fun, it's filled with lots of action, it's easy to stay engaged the entire way through. So to kind of jump into a quick synopsis, what you have is Brad Pitt as this older racer who missed his shot at glory when he was younger, and now he's being offered a second chance. Xavier Bardem is playing the CEO of this racing team, kind of this company, or one of the main like management people, and then Damson Idris is playing the partner or like other team member in this F1 team. And so Brad Pitt is recruited to start winning races for Xavier Bardem's character, because if they don't start winning, the company is going to be sold. And that's kind of the plot of the movie. You have just Brad Pitt, this old guy who missed his shot, getting one more attempt to be the best in the world at F1, and that's kind of like the main thing. And it's pretty good. Now, F1's directed by Joseph Kosinski, and he also did Top Gun Maverick. And I think if you like Top Gun Maverick, you're really gonna like this movie. The action is very similar, and the way they filmed with the angles and the cameras in Top Gun, with the fighter pilots and the jets, it's gonna be very similar. It's just now you're in a car, and you really feel that. So to kind of get into the highlights of the movie, I think they really nailed the action sequences. This is where this movie stands out for sure. Getting these different angles and I guess cinematography of the cars, you feel like you're in a 300-kilometer car going that speed. It's really cool. And these different angles are set up in a way that you can understand how quick these F1 drivers are making decisions. So any inkling that you might have had before when watching F1 or racing, that you might be able to potentially be a driver one day, or maybe you might have the talent or the reaction speed, like this will instantly get rid of any of those ideas, because you see how quick these people have to make decisions. It's in the 10th of a second. They're reacting so fast. It's just not something any average or normal human could even like fathom. So yeah, the action is great. I think there's 6 or 7 races, and the final race had me sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, it was just very well done and executed, and I think that is where this movie really shines. Again, very similar to Top Gun, but just again with cars, and it's great. So I think the next big highlight of the movie is actually the story. I thought it was well done and well executed, and while the concept is really simple, it's done again very well, and it's just easy to follow, and it's just a good story. One of the big things is that there are no handouts in this movie. It's not like Brad Pitt comes in and starts winning every single race for this company. There are a lot of challenges that these drivers go through on their way to the Grand Prix, and I thought it was good. There's again no handouts. Like, I think a lot of movies right now are taking it too easy on the characters, and they're not giving them enough difficulty throughout the movie, and so this was just something new and something that I thought was well done. Another thing is that Damson Idris and Brad Pitt are both members of the same team, and even though they're on the same team, F1 is not necessarily a sport where team members are cooperating all the time, and that really shows throughout this movie. And so I thought there was a really good dynamic between the two of them in terms of how competitive they are with each other, and maybe showing what F1 is more realistically like, because it's not like soccer. In soccer, if one team wins the trophy, the whole team wins, and not just one person. Whereas in F1, there can only be, one number one. So I thought the competitiveness in the movie was just really well done, and it was good. And the last really big highlight I have for the movie is the soundtrack. I think that as I watch more and more movies, the music and soundtrack are more and more important. And in this movie, they nailed it. They had a great soundtrack. It really builds up during the racing, and it gets you excited. You can really feel it. And so I thought the songs they picked and what they chose here was just super well done. So I thought, like, overall the movie's just great. Nothing crazy. I don't think it's a Good Will Hunting or anything like an Interstellar or anything like that, but it's definitely something that if you watch, you're going to enjoy watching it. You can throw it on. It's fast paced. There's lots of action, and it's just like well executed. So it's just a good movie. Now, the only negative I would have for it is that the acting kind of fell a little flat for me. Brad Pitt in this movie plays Sonny Hayes, and I think for the character they went with a little bit less dialogue. The guy's a little bit quieter, and you just don't get that Brad Pitt flair or I guess, charm that you would get in a lot of other movies, and that kind of shows here. It's not anything crazy. It's not going to make the movie bad, but it's just something that I thought should be noted. I do think that Xavier Bardem, though, does a fantastic job in his role. He has a bunch of lines in this movie that are executed so well and just delivered so well that it got a ton of laughs from me. So I thought that he did a really good job. And then the other two kind of main stars are Damson Idris and Kerry Condon. I think that their performances were good, but nothing to write home about. Nothing special. You're not going to see them winning an Oscar for this, I think. But overall, you know, the movie was just well executed. The acting was done fine, and it was just a good movie. So kind of to finalize everything, I think that F1 is definitely worth a watch. I would probably rate it an 8 out of 10, and I know there's no kind of reference point for you guys right now, so I'm really quickly going to throw up some movies and my rankings on them so you can see what I think a 10 is, a 9, an 8 is, and then that way you have an idea. Anyways, like I said, it's nothing that's going to change your life, but it is most definitely entertaining, worth a watch. I would go see it in theaters. I thought the IMAX experience was really good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the movie. If you watched it and you think my review, you know, hit the spot or did not, let me know. Or maybe you guys just looked at my movie list and my critiques and you don't think that Good Will Hunting is a good movie at all. Let me know below in the comments. But thanks for watching, and I will see you later.